This game is pretty solid in my opinion. I do think a lot of people just don't quite know about it yet. And I could definitely see why somebody might think that it's not really original, because it seems like it's taking some juice from Valorant, maybe even Apex Legends, and even Marvel Rivals. All right, this is my first time firing up FragPunk for the first time in a few months. I went and tried to fire this game up about a couple of weeks ago, but it was undergoing maintenance. I'm assuming that was when they were putting in the work to get this new update to go live. If you guys have been here before, you know I focus heavily on Call of Duty, but COD has just been such a shit show, man. I'm over it. I literally sat here for over an hour trying to figure out a Call of Duty video idea, and I thought to myself, you know what? I haven't uploaded FragPunk in over a month. Let me go ahead, hop on some FragPunk, talk some shit, whatever the case. But I've been searching for a game for about a minute now, so let's go ahead and see if we can shoot some bots. I think these are bots, by the way. I don't think these are actual humans. But instead of just sitting here freaking talking to the camera, I mean, YouTubers have to do that shit anyway, more or less. But I want to go ahead and shoot my gun a little bit. And unfortunately, my gamepad guy over there isn't working on this game for some reason. I typically use that for COD, just so you can see what inputs I'm using and all that. But for whatever reason on this game, it's not quite working. Not a big deal though, so let's just go ahead and shoot our guns. So I first found out about this game from that boy Nade Shot. He has been going crazy on Twitch here lately. Pretty big deal in the Call of Duty community. Former pro player, and he owns the Los Angeles Thieves. Again, my first time seeing this game, Nade Shot was streaming it. I believe he was doing a sponsored stream right when the game dropped. I had no idea about the game until that day, literally. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, yo, like I gotta give this game a go. And we all know at this point, dude, I know I touched base on it a second ago, Call of Duty is in freaking shambles. And I was really hoping X-Defiant, oh, I just got smoked. So, wait, what the fuck? Yeah, and I just lost my train of thought. But anyways, after seeing Nade go ahead and play this game on stream, I just figured like, yeah, dude, this is something that I have to try. And I'm not a big fan of tactical shooters. And the reason why I'm not a fan of tactical shooters is because I'm not that good at them, especially when it comes to playing on mouse and keys. Games like Valorant and Counter-Strike and all that, I am just horrible on mouse and keys. But this game allows me to play controller, needless to say. So I feel competent at this game, more or less, as I'm shooting freaking wind, right? Yeah, I do feel pretty competent at this game, and I could probably feel pretty competent at other FPS games that aren't COD if I could use a controller on. But I know the mouse and keys community sometimes aren't a big fan of us controller players, especially in the Call of Duty community. If you guys play FragPunk, what is your go-to weapon in this game? As you can see, I like the discipline a lot. If I'm not using the discipline, I will probably use the fever. And if it's not those two, I'll probably go with the Mad Dog. I run with a couple people that really like running snipers. I think snipers are super effective, especially with this being so tactical. And with this weapon right here, the discipline, you can kind of run and gun a little bit. But when you're playing the standard mode, it's definitely more important to go ahead and try to really use your brain and not just run around brainlessly like us COD players do. Wait, hold on. Am I playing humans right now? Like, there's no way these are freaking humans. And for whatever reason, the big head shard card is just activated indefinitely. Not that it matters, you know, I'd rather be dealing with this than straight getting fried for content. But yeah, go ahead and let us know down below what your go-to weapon is in FragPunk. And also, let us know what input you're using. If I had to guess, most players on this game are probably using mouse and keys. I think most lobbies I've joined, I've literally been the only controller player in there most of the time. I might have been in lobbies with like 1 or 2 more controller kids. And as you can guess, people have a lot to say when they find out I'm using the controller. Another question I have is, if you could bring any weapon from any game, what weapon would you bring over? It could be a classic weapon like an AK-47. It could be a gun from Apex Legends, Valorant. I would choose the Spectre from Valorant. I think that gun is just super satisfying to use. And obviously it's a big hypothetical, but I think you could really put in some work if that gun was in this game, if it was effective, of course, because there is a chance they can add a weapon into the game and it'd just be 100% ineffective. But in this game, I don't find any weapons that are straight up trash. Not only aren't any weapons really bad, I don't think there's any Lancer that's really bad either. And to go ahead and segue into that, what is your go-to Lancer in FragPunk? If you couldn't tell already, I like Pathogen. I like being able to heal the squad, because being not that great at the game, I feel like I can at least be effective in that regard. And if I'm not using Pathogen, I'll probably go ahead and use Nitro for intel. I do want to start playing this game more though, especially before Black Ops 7 comes out. I think this might be a good time window to be able to clock in some hours on FragPunk. I was playing it a lot when it first dropped. I think I clocked in damn near 20 hours on this game when it came out, but I just felt like I needed to keep on making COD content, which inherently meant I had to keep on playing COD. And I'm just getting tired of it, man. Like with the freaking Beavis and Butthead shit being added into the game. Now we have freaking American Dad being added into the game. And I've been saying it for months that Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is literally cartoons. We actually have cartoon characters in the game. I think it's just ridiculous. Not only that, there is a big cheater problem. At the time that I'm recording this, I am hearing Ricochet is completely offline. It's not working. It's taking a coffee break. And on this game here, I think I only saw one hacker ever. And again, I know I haven't played it too much, but you don't even have to play Call of Duty that much to bump into a cheater. If you play 10 games of COD, you are almost guaranteed to bump into at least 3 cheaters in like 10 games. And that's being generous. And I mentioned Exifine a second ago. It is a damn shame that that game fell through. I was really hoping that I could use that game as another FPS game to kind of rock on this channel here. And when that fell through, it just felt like a freaking punch in the stomach to me. And it wasn't a horrible game. I didn't think so, at least. It was a whole lot of shit wrong with it that should have been fixed by launch. And it could have been a timing thing. A lot of people think X-Defiant missed the mark because of timing. Gotta go ahead and try to lock in here. I am not trying to lose this game to bots. At least I think I'm playing against bots. If these are... Oh, god damn. But that says a lot about my skill level, right? And also, let us know what platform you are playing this on. Are you playing on PC? Are you playing on Xbox? Are you playing on PlayStation? God damn. And the console version did get delayed by just a little bit after launch. Oh, damn, I just got third. That's tough. Did I just lose? Bro. Did I? Hold on. How do I see the leaderboards? How do I check the leaderboards? I think I might have just lost to bots, bro. I think I might have just took third to 2 bots. But yeah, let us know what platform you are playing on down below. Yeah, I'm seriously not sure if I just played against bots or if those were just really bad humans or what. But for the most part, this game is pretty solid in my opinion. I do think a lot of people just don't quite know about it yet. And I could definitely see why somebody might think that it's not really original, because it seems like it's taking some juice from Valorant, maybe even Apex Legends and even Marvel Rivals. But it's still a pretty solid game, man. And at the end of the day, what people have to understand is there's only so much you can do with gaming at this point. It's kind of like music, if you really think about it. There's only so many notes of the musical alphabet. And especially at this point, we've done a lot in a little bit of time. There's only so much we can really do. And that's all the way across the board. Not even just FPS games. It can be sports games. It could be horror games. It's only so much you can do. And you have to have influence from something, I guess. And I was playing another game called Farlight 84. I think I have a Farlight video or 2 on this channel. What a lot of people were saying about Farlight 84 is it felt like there was no innovation. It felt too much like Apex Legends, PUBG, and Fortnite. I'm not a big Battle Royale guy, so I kind of just stopped playing it. I think I'd rather play a tactical shooter than a Battle Royale. I guess it depends on my mood, though. I just think Battle Royales are too slow, and a lot of people like them. At the end of the day, that could just be more COD brain rot coming from your boy. All right, so yeah, there are no big heads in this lobby, which is cool. Now, the question is, am I still playing bots or am I playing humans? I think that might have been a human there. Still not too sure though. But yeah, I know I keep getting sidetracked, but for the most part, this game is pretty solid, man. Like, the audio is really good. The visuals are super aesthetically pleasing. It's just, if you ask me, there's not a whole lot wrong with it, you know. I don't think there's much of a cheating problem. Even in rank play, I have played a little bit of rank play in this game. I would like to continue to play some rank after I get a little bit better at the game, because you know, we're all men. We are competitive by nature. We need to go ahead and just freaking, I don't know, scratch that competitive itch somehow if you're not playing sports. I do enjoy Black Ops 6 rank play a lot. That's kind of the only thing that I find enjoyable in Black Ops 6 right now. But at the same time, once you bump into a hacker, it's almost like, okay, I'm not even gonna freaking play Black Ops 6 anymore. There's no point. And it's more so the rank play system that makes it fun, if that makes sense. Because back in Modern Warfare 19, there was a competitive playlist called the CDL playlist, but you were essentially playing for nothing. I don't even think you got XP in that, but in rank play, you're at least playing for some SR. And with SR, I guess, comes bragging rights. But with the CDL playlist in Modern Warfare 19, it was almost like, okay, you won that game, but now what? And on this game here, you know, I'm not sure if the system is elo or what, but like I said, I think this is a good time to actually go ahead and try and really clock in some hours on FragPunk, because I'm just, dude, the COD fatigue is just crazy at this point, man. Not only is the fatigue crazy, the developers are literally pranking us. They have developers straight up saying, oh yeah, the bugs are fixed. The bugs are mostly fixed in Black Ops 6. Within 2 hours of me uploading a video about devs saying that, my game crashes. And 3 or 4 days later, my buddy's game crashes in rank play and he loses SR. So it's like, dude, you guys aren't even being honest with us at this point. You do have to be transparent with your consumers to a certain degree, not flat out lying to them. All right, we're about to go ahead and start another match, so those definitely were bots. Wait, what the fuck is this? I have to use a pistol? Oh my god, bro. I guess, man. And to add on me saying that this game just looks dope, man, like even some of the weapon emo animations or whatever you want to call these, weapon inspects, like that particular one was pretty solid in my opinion. Oh my god. And again, still not sure if I'm playing against humans, man, but whatever. I need to get the reps in anyway before I start playing against humans or better players. Yeah, there's no way these are humans, bro. I refuse to believe it. But if there was one thing you could change about this game, what would it be? I know I was talking about there's not a whole lot you can do with these games nowadays, but I do think the shard card situation definitely makes this game stand out from other games, but it does kind of cause for a little bit of decision fatigue in my opinion, especially if you and your team don't necessarily agree on a card or something. I can definitely see why that might turn some people off from this game. And when you are playing ranked or competitive, they do add some restrictions to the shard cards, just because some of them are hella ridiculous, like the big heads, and I think there are a couple more that are just straight up ridiculous, and I'm pretty sure just to add to the troll factor, maybe some comedy, but you don't want that when you're trying to play a game competitive. And that being said, will this game have a competitive league? I think it might have the potential to, but at the same time I kind of don't because of the shard cards. But maybe they need to go ahead and make like a bare bones mode where you don't have to use any shard cards at all. But then at that point, I can see why a lot of players might say, all right, well, we might as well just play Valorant or CS. What's your take on that though? Because again, I'm not quite a tactical shooter guy. I'm kind of just here because I'm tired of COD, and I do think this game is cool, but maybe we can actually get into this game and start actually grinding and trying to actually get good at the game. Going crazy and rank playing all that. But I'll tell you what, after putting in some time on this game, I'll definitely make a couple of tips and tricks videos. But I do have a settings video over here if you guys want to check that out. And if you really want to, you can check out this video right here if you are a COD person about the Ricochet anti-cheat system straight up not working. I'll catch you guys in the next one.